Gonna try to make this a quick one. Welcome to another Yu-Gi-Oh vlog. Last time, I think, was when I opened, yeah, that's right, my box of Rarity Collection, which, very good set. Generally would recommend. Go see that if you are interested. Today I went to my first OTS championship sort of tournament. I've been to locals twice already. The first one I made a video about a couple of weeks ago. The second one I just made a post because I didn't think there was much worth talking about. This one there also wasn't that much, and honestly I might not keep this up unless like interesting things happen. But this is a unique sort of thing. Entry is higher and it's treated as a more serious proper tournament. It's still not really like, you know, even on the level of a regional or anything. It's still just basically a locals with, you know, a little bit extra. But yeah, so I did not expect to do particularly well. I was playing the same deck I usually do, just Sword Soul Tenyu, because I don't really have anything else. I did change up the deck list slightly. I actually started maining Nib, because this morning I was thinking, like, I was kind of getting fucked by Horus a couple of times last time, and I'm like, I don't really have a good answer for this. What are some good outs for the Horus thing? And I was looking into it, and like Nib was on there. There were a couple other things. I'm like, Nib seems generally good. There's some other decks that do like, there's a lot of like Bestial and sort of Dragon Linky type stuff. Branded, like there was a lot of people using these kind of like synchro or like link a bunch of things, so I figured that Nib would do me well. I did not draw it a single time, which it would have helped me a couple times. It just never came up, which is really unfortunate. And I changed up my side a little bit, but nothing really to worth mentioning. Yeah, so overall I went, it's weird, I sort of went 1-3-1, but it was more like 0-3-1, because I'll explain. So round one, I actually went up against Makonko, which is funny, because that's a deck I'm thinking of building soon. They were not playing the sort of, like, wants to go first version, with, like, because in Master Duel, if you've seen my video, Silver Rank Duelists don't understand Makonko. There's a variant I like to play in that, where you kind of use, like, a Neospace connector package, and, like, Isolde, and all this other stuff to try to, like, build your board turn one, and then honestly, like, even just a Huli on its own is really resilient. I'll talk more about that when I actually build Makonko, but it's a whole thing. This guy was just playing sort of the more, like, traditional variant with, like, Kaijus and lava golems and stuff. And so I went first, before I knew what he was playing. He beat me that game. Game two, I sided, even though I lost, I sided for going second, and then made him go first, because I noticed he was playing that variant, and it threw him off. Not enough, but because I still lost, but he was thrown off by it, and he was like, you know, that was a good idea. So that was the thing. Lost to that. Couldn't even be too mad about it, honestly. I think Makonko is a pretty good deck. I'm a little more annoyed that I didn't know better how to, like, interrupt, but hey, it is what it is. Or, you know, just generally deal with with it. And stupidly, I kept being like, oh, I'll negate this, and he's like, you can't target. I'm like, oh yeah, I should know that, because I play this deck in Master Duel. But to be fair, in auto sims like that, you know, it handles all that stuff for you. You don't have to have your opponent go, I would like to, and then you have to go, oh, but you can't. It's, yeah. I have played it a little bit in Dueling Book, but that was, like, a couple months ago. Anyway, so, yeah, lost that. Kind of a shame, but, it was the guy that won last time as well. He was on a different deck. I think he was on Labyrinth last time. He switched over. But good player, good deck, can't be mad. And it's one of my favorite decks. Round two was my draw. I was up against this dude on Manadium, or Manadium, I don't know how you say it, Manadium. Game one, God, this was so painful. He goes first, he makes a decent board, I don't remember it. I go second, and I managed to basically break the entire board. The cinch was triple tack to steal his Baron, which I would normally make my own, but hey. And I was stressing, because I'm like, I can make almost lethal, but not quite. I made 7,800 damage on my board. Attack him for that. He was at 200 life points. On the crackback, obviously his Baron comes back. Standby, like, you know, does the whole thing. And then he was able to assemble lethal and beat me, and it was just such a shame that I was so close. And I just feel like I didn't really have enough follow-up. There's so many situations, because for one thing, one of my cards was Taya, which I think had been impermed, or I can't remember. It was some kind of effect that negated. And so, like, there's so many situations where a good deck, if it gets interrupted, should be able to use, you know, what kind of the pieces left over to make something. They shouldn't just be staying on their, like, you know, low-level, normal summonable things that just your starters, essentially. It shouldn't be doing that. It shouldn't be sitting on those. But very often, this is a major problem I've been having with Sword Soul, is I'll be left with, if you normal Moe and then negate it, nothing you can do about that, really. Like, if you've got the Tenyis, if you've got other stuff on there, if you've got, like, a Monk, you can go to a Shaman. But, Shaman's not always... It's not always applicable. It can help you, but... So... however, game 2, I was doing worse overall. I was in a losing position, but on his turn, and I think he said it was because he didn't realize how close we were at the time, he was trying to get some kind of combo going, and as part of this, he crashed his Manadia Meek into my Shaman of the Tenyi, I think it was, and that cost him 1,600 life points. He starts doing some stuff, he attacks over with a 3k thing, I take 1,400. On my turn, literally draw, standby, time's called. And, I think this is maybe this is my second turn, so, like, I had barely done anything in this particular game. Maybe it wasn't, actually, I can't remember. Anyway, the point is, wasn't able to do anything on that turn, because time was called, but he put himself in a position where he had less life points. If we had drawn that game, it would have been 1 win, 1 draw, so he would have won it overall. So basically, he kind of threw it by accident, by not realizing where the time was at, and apparently that dude also drew, like, 2 other times that day, I think. It was crazy. And I don't really have much to say about the last few games. Round 3 was against Bestial. Tried my best. The deck was it was strong. It wasn't Horus Bestial. I've seen Horus Bestial. I think this is... Unless he just didn't draw into it, but it seems unlikely. I'm pretty sure he was just doing, like, a pure sort of Bestial thing. Dispatter and their own Baron, and I don't know what else they make, but, all these big fuck-off things that are strong. And, just ran me over, basically. I don't remember much about what I did there. I don't think there were any major misplays. I will say, in the first game against McConker, there were several times where I had... God, for game 1, I think I had 2 Imperms and a Called by set, and I just, like, kept forgetting to, like... I'm often have this bad habit of being really cautious and being like, oh, I'll save this for a better time, and then the better time doesn't come, or I forget to do it, and it's just... Yeah, need to learn from that. But yeah, and, okay, so round 3, not much to say there. And then finally, round 4, I was up against D-Link, Dragon Link, which funnily enough, I've played 12 people at this point, and they've all been completely different people. I've never gone against the same person twice, but, being around in this kind of place, you get to know the regulars, and so I'd seen this kid around, I chatted to him before at least, I knew what he was playing, but it didn't help me. Again, I know they can play through Nib, but I'm like, oh, they summon a lot, Nib would be, it would do something here, because Sword Soul aims to kind of simplify the board state before TKing. I'm pretty sure he went first, I can't quite remember, I don't know, point is... didn't go too well. And then I had no fucking clue what to side against him, and just, like, D-Shifter, I guess. The stupid thing about Sword Soul and D-Shifter is, like, all of your, like, what do you call it? Like, stuff you want to do as, like, not mitigation, but, follow-up extension, all the Tenyi stuff, basically, requires you to, like, make a thing, sync off, link off for Monk, and then you got a non-effect, so you, like, do stuff with those, and there's not really a good time to D-Shifter if you're going first. And so if you've just lost to something where it's like, oh, that deck would, D-Shifter, it would lose to D-Shifter. What do? Do you go second on purpose just to use stuff like D-Shifter? Like, that would still affect you, so it's not really... I don't know what you do, honestly. So, I think it really is just that the deck is too old to kind of compete with some of this modern stuff. And it's weird, because D-Link isn't particularly... It's kind of old, too, like... I know, obviously, it's one of those decks that is just kind of like a pile of lots of different things. There are lines, as, you're using a lot of Rocket cards, you're using, like, the Boral cards, you're using Wither Burster and Collapse Serpent and Striker Dragon, and, sometimes people put the Bestials in there. I think mostly they do now. And it's all this stuff. So I know it's, like, it keeps itself updated, but, it's not exactly something that's, like... You'll usually see, like, 1 or 2 at recent top events, from what I've seen. But, I don't know, yeah, I think I just need to get off Sword Soul, and every time I do it, I just don't feel quite comfortable piloting it. It's hard to explain, but it's like shoes that don't quite fit right. Like, the deck was, fine. It was a good introduction to the game for me, to, actually playing the game, like, properly. I just, I often don't know the best play, and I misplay all the time with it. There's a few little things where you can kind of sequence stuff wrong, and it's annoying. So, and I just don't think it's strong enough to go against a lot of the stuff that I see, at least at my locals. Maybe it's me, but from what I've been playing with Mikonko and Master Duel, I like that a lot more. So I'm going to try to build that in real life and see how I do. Obviously, there is the difference of this being best of 3 and being able to, having to side, obviously. Wouldn't know how exactly to side with that, but it's mostly based on what your opponent's doing anyway, so can't imagine it's too different. So yeah, looking forward to that. That I can't do yet because next week, in 6 days' time from when I'm recording this, I'm heading to Texas for 2 weeks, which means I won't be able to attend locals for a while. But I'm planning on attending a locals in Texas with Joel, seeing how that goes. And we're also thinking about maybe playing and recording like an IRL duel between the two of us, just at his place. Don't know what he'll be playing because I think he's trying to build some new stuff, but not all the cards have come in. I'm bringing him some stuff. We're gonna do some trading, but anyway, look out for that because I think that should be a fun time. All right. Aside from that, not much else to say, but we got some tournament packs. Because the entry was higher, you get multiple, so that's nice. More chances to draw good stuff. And also, this is still on 22. We're supposed to be on 23 now, but apparently they just haven't gotten it yet, so don't know why, but it's fine, because 22 has a chance of getting triple tactics thrust. Oh yeah, and I said in my post that my pack last time I actually pulled ultimate branded fusion. I think I heard that the chance of pulling an ulti in this is like 1 in 70 or something, so maybe I misheard it. Maybe it's supposed to be 17 and I misheard it, but that seems weird. I think it's 1 in 70, so not likely to get anything super good, but we'll try it anyway. So let's go ahead and open these. And I'm not gonna switch the camera over because it's a pain in the ass. All right. That is Infinite Noble Knight Emperor Charles. Oop, I did not see what the third card was. What is that? Branded in red, okay. And fuck's sake, I got this on my first locals. Yeah, just a super, nothing special. Put that here, I guess. Alright, pack 2. Like, I don't need the ulti to be happy, but I just don't want to get whatever that is. Some stupid Infinite Noble card that no one cares about. Is it Infinite Noble? It's a Roland card, which is like a specific Infinite Noble, and probably some other stuff, but yeah. Okay. There's like no good angle for me to watch this. What is that? Sync Relay. Realm. Sync Realm. My bad. That card's garbage. What we got? Evo Force. Oh boy. Evil Tile. Support in 2023. What's that? Ah, it's a Pearly card. In Super. Oh, actually? Is this just Super? Because it's got the weird thing where, like, part of the artwork is, kind of not hollowed. Don't know what that is. Alright. Let's, put my hollows separate, I guess. Number 3. I can't be too mad, though. I got the, multi-branded fusion last time. Alright. Yeah, I can't see shit. Herald of the Abyss. I feel like I've heard of this card. Oh. Interesting. Yeah, that seems decent. Potentially. This thing again, alright. Unchained Abomination. Hey. That's pretty good. I assume Joel already has this, because he's got Unchained, but maybe this is a higher rarity? I don't know. We'll see. Who knows? Maybe I'll build Unchained. Alright, last pack. Can we get the triple tactics thrust? Branded in red. Evo Force. So we're getting the same cards every time. Runic Dispelling. Oh, it's a runic card. Okay. Yeah. Nothing I really cared about. Unchained Abomination is probably the thing I cared most about in here. I know Pearlies are good, but like, I don't really care about them. I don't want to build them. So there you go, there's my hollows. Kind of a non sequitur, kind of a dour, not dour, no, I don't know, just a, what's the, anticlimax, that's the word I was thinking of. Anticlimax end on, but eh. So yeah, see you next time for probably a vlog talking about locals in Dallas, with probably Joel there too. And I don't know if the like match we do will be a separate video. We'll just have to see. So yeah, thanks for watching. Bye.